Gone, 4 prime ministers in less than a year. But the problems that defeated them live on. Governments with chronic debt in a European Union that's far from united. The single European currency was introduced with great fanfare 12 years ago, the guardian of its value, the European Central Bank. But other policy tools like tax and borrowing were left in the hands of governments. It was like trying to drive a car in 2 different gears. Greece, like Spain and Portugal, borrowed plenty and built generous welfare systems on economies that couldn't support them. In Italy, protests erupted whenever budget cuts were contemplated. But now comes Europe's moment of truth.
I really do fear that we're getting very dangerously close to a disorderly collapse. We see early signs of a credit crunch within the Eurozone area.
Writing in the Financial Times, former British Prime Minister John Major said that for Greece to stay in the Eurozone, wages must fall, unemployment will rise and social unrest will increase. The severity of this medicine may not be bearable in a liberal democracy. As for the new governments led by technocrats like Lucas Papademos and Mario Monti,
what is surely going to happen in fairly short order is there are going to be protests against these governments, and they're going to say, you're not our government, you're Germany's government. You're the government that our paymasters have put in place.
Plenty of Greeks protest they've been bullied by Germany. 2/3 of Germans say they're fed up with bailing out the Greeks.
If you create a monetary union with such incompatible economies, Germany at the core, the periphery not really competitive, something's got to give, and it's not clear to me what it will be. It's very hard for countries to leave the Eurozone, and it's very hard for the Germans to bail them out.
To save the Eurozone, Germany has to underwrite the process, and the European Central Bank needs the firepower to manage it.
The only realistic firebreak that would be strong enough to do this relies on the participation of 2 institutions, Germany as a country and the ECB as the financial vehicle with sufficient clout. And that's difficult. It's difficult for Germany to accept, and it's difficult for the ECB to do at the moment because it would be in direct breach of the Lisbon Treaty.
Solidarity with the rest of the world.
The Lisbon Treaty, 784 pages with opt-outs and annexes, which had to be ratified by all 27 EU members. One reason the EU has never been the definition of agility. Now it badly needs to be. The bigger question, can the less dynamic economies of southern Europe be made to behave like industrious Germany? If not,
the core countries, or the core country above all, will say, that was the best shot we had. These people are just not going to do what they're supposed to do. We're not going to allow the European Central Bank to print money to bail them out, and we're not going to change our own policies. So actually, one way or another, we're going to have to dismantle this.
But if the Eurozone can be saved by binding its members even tighter together, what about those EU members, including Britain, Poland and Sweden, that never adopted the single currency? They'll be even more out of step. The euro may survive, but the European Union may begin to fall apart. Tim Lister, CNN, Atlanta.